clusters, which are having two types of villas. One for, and number two is specifically Emirati villas, because we wanted to have the similar standard sizes for the plots. So that's why they're following all the same kind of pattern. Over here, we're having a commercial block.
Vision. So we call our site or our community a Salam community because it's located on the Salam Road. And the vision, there are three. The second driver is to create a green interactive linkages, and this is during and these are
various places.
Hello, my name is Onur. I am from UPC, working with Lucas in Abu Dhabi Planning Council. I'm glad to be here. Thank you very much.
My name is Lucas Sokol. I manage the Urban Design Studio at the Urban Planning Council of Abu Dhabi.
My name is Ahmed Sadiq. I am a consultant of urban and regional planning.
My name is Reza Mohammadi. I am a visiting lecturer. I also have my own consultancy, transportation planning.
I'm Sama Balaila. I'm one of the graduates of this program, and I work for EMR Properties on project development. And now I'm starting my own business, so hopefully it will kick off my
AUS and your own business.
Yeah.
Encouraging. Very motivated.
It's obvious, though. We haven't met a popular calls.
Create that character within these intermingling narrow spaces is quite a challenge. And I think you've both done that in different ways. That's fairly successful, especially when it comes to connections. One thing I would have liked, though, is that I don't see as strong on. I know the considerations are there, but for example, this is always, these kind of diagrams I think are always the most important, especially at the planning level, because they show the overall moves that you're trying to do. So I really like this gesture. It's really clearly seen here. I'm not seeing this part as much, and I would have liked to see kind of a consideration of, why are you going this way? I know why you're going that way, because besides that with the bridge as well, but how it actually moves through, and maybe a little bit of a hierarchy of those spaces, so it's not too regular, it's not too
It's not shown here, but actually I think we forgot to mention that the ground floor of these buildings, especially the ones at the edges, they have an open space. So it is actually like a tunnel opening this part, connecting this block to this block. So pedestrians can walk through and go to the Baraha and then again walk
easily. And then the biggest challenge is often then moving from here to this experience.
Yeah.
And I think that's the critique I guess I would have of both of those projects is the relationship of the built and public form and how that's explored. I know it was on your minds because I see the intentions of where the retail would go, but just a couple illustrations. I was hoping to see it in some of the sections. But experience.
The interfacing between the project side with the something enclosed has been disconnected from the adjacent. While here there is some effort to connect with the this is almost to the waterfront, right? This is Salam Street.
Yes.
Right? But in your mind, in other projects, great idea.
And since you raised it, what happens at that terminus? Because it's a very strong gesture. I can see you have the two anchors. You have a very nice mosque there. But is there?
Are we talking here?
Yes.
Yeah. And if you remember in our session in UPC, we said maybe it's too close to the bridge. But this is the intention, to have a pedestrian bridge that closest to the mangroves area, to activate that in the future.
Why didn't it make a nice big piazza?
I think
It's
it's already trying to
Open to the
and the objectives analysis. there are some, of course, there are missing some gaps between the analysis, what we take from analysis and putting into the design. But I still see that there are some potentials putting the ideas, in the analysis. We see that how important this is, how important this is collecting together, and giving the possibility, potential to make into stages, and then make this development work. And why we are defining coming here and what is going to be in here as well. So this is a very strong statement putting into regulations, make them right of way work, population life and improve work. And the good thing about this one is, compared to that one, I agree with Lucas about this is very strong as well. It's almost trying to saying the same thing. I am here trying to make a connection, pedestrian or something, a visual or architectural connection between both sides, and I will look at my analysis and connect all these areas in between, and all the connectivity for the pedestrian neighborhoods, local parks. But the one thing missing on here, what I find is, where is the heart of the project, where I am, what is the selling point? Okay, what if I'm going there, where am I going to meet with my friends? Or where is the plaza? Okay, you have beautifully, everything is more humbly, more, I will say, academically studied and refined. But okay, where are the heart of the projects? Where is
The areas, there's traffic attraction, there's ins and outs for the public coming in to use your boulevard versus people living on that boulevard as well. You guys should think about it, and obviously downtown is one of the good examples to see how it's on the weekend. It's usually very packed, and the people that are living there are trying to flee, and now we're trying to expand and make connections for the buildings from the outside, so the public can come through the middle, and everybody who lives in there comes from other routes. So this is part of it. The second.
We're going to keep a section.
Yeah.
There is a bike hire.
But a simple section would tell you where is the line of sight from these buildings down to your villas, because if you're trying to solve the villas, these buildings also have people living in there.
Alright.
Okay. You mentioned here other nationalities than the Emiratis, and
Any nationality.
yeah, I meant that in the presentation there was a section for Emirati villas versus section for foreigners housing, and okay, there are multiple aspects to it. First of all, the basis of this country has multiple ethnicities, and we know that. So I don't know why the segregation happened to start with.
I did skip over this section because the presentations were going along, we're trying to stay short, but if you look at the model over here, it does show that there is a flow from E25 and it slowly goes down, it tapers down. And this, as a project given to us, was meant, and if you remember I mentioned this early on in the thing, it's to bring back the Emirati community back onto the island. Now the government of UAE and each emirate give out plots that Emiratis can get once I believe they reach 30. Those are standard plots that are given to them. There are issues of fairness on all of those involved. It was clear, and Tusa did a better job saying any nationality. So that's where the segregation goes away. So I hope that answers your question.
Basically, you're phasing on different parts of the land, and basically over 10, 15 years, then these people have construction next to them all the time. So you might need to reconsider the phasing, how you want to do the phasing of this project.
Comes to your comment about the urban form. The main aim of the project is actually not to follow the existing urban form, and how can we go back to that lifestyle with kind of a Bastakia style where you have compactness, you have
You smooth the flow.
you smooth the flow. So it's you experience different than what's being.
Okay, the way they were living 30 years ago or 40 years ago in Bastakia, because they also evolve in the way they live. And yes, there are Emiratis living in Bastakia, but also the young Emiratis you're actually targeting are living differently now. So I'm not against what you've done, but also this is something for you to think about, because we had this discussion before.
Actually in Bastakia or the courtyard houses, they're thinking narrow roads, you have carts going in, no cars can go in, you don't have facilities, you don't have amenities. In the interviews that Ahmed mentioned, when we were asked people, they said, oh no, we don't want to live without air conditioning, sorry. So when you say, do they want to live 30 years back, we're not saying 30 years back. We're saying, let's pick the typologies, let's pick the character, and work on that. It's the ideas, it's the concepts, it's the family, it's the community that we want. We don't want 40 years ago. So now you have professional experience, so you could probably say that in a much more eloquent way, and more information added if you can. So when we go out, we know a little more better of how to approach something like this.
It's master plans. But I noticed that both projects, they have either commercial, G+5, G+7, and maybe high, and over there they have some services along the boulevard. And I was wondering, did you have a problem facing the issue of parking in that project? And in the residential, probably it's easier because even the number of cars and the type of design, is different. It's